Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Football Lookout, you beautiful creatures. This episode is a continuation of the second part of our transfer special. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and let's get on with the show.
Need to run. But I want to talk about Real Madrid just a little bit before I leave.
No,
you
go
guys.
ahead, go ahead.
In the past 3 out of 5 years, the only team that was able to kick out Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid were Real Madrid. And like you've seen what Bayern has done to these teams. This year they are better, but like they've always been this good. You know, like I feel like they would have done that to anybody else if Real Madrid didn't face them in the way. But that's just a side note and kind of just a subjective opinion. But I think we had a good season as Madrid. You know, honestly, like Hazard came fat, and he was our big signing. But Hazard has a tendency in history to play one year very well and one year to be very slouchy. Like even back at Chelsea, like I think there was one year he had like 3 goals the whole year. Next year he came back with vengeance, got in shape and took it seriously. Um, so that's good. We won La Liga. I mean, we went on this offline a little bit, but that's very important to us. Like La Liga shouldn't be a secondary thought for us, right? The consistency you build in a La Liga helps in the Champions League, and you know we kind of just going like, okay, it's a Champions League game, one game, let's turn it on. In La Liga, you have to kind of be every day, every week. You have to be consistent. So it's good to be one. Zidane has that mentality. Our past managers like Mourinho and Ancelotti haven't really had that. The Spanish Super Cup is just kind of a give me trophy. If we won it or didn't win it, if it wasn't for Valverde, we probably would have lost. But that's 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 like the FA Cup. If you win it, congrats. If you don't win it, like you shouldn't really bat an eye. Um, Transfers. There's two things I'd like to say. I think we're trying to go for Paulo Dybala.
Oh, that would
I
be
don't know
nice.
how real these rumors are, but I would like to see him or someone like him with Benzema. And because I think Modric is getting old, he needs to be like the person that comes in the 60th minute, kind of control the tempo of the game, put Casemiro and Cruz back, get Dybala
Okay.
behind Benzema or next to him, and have Hazard and Vinicius or Rodrigo on the sides causing havoc. Because Benzema needs a partner. He's a good hold-up player. Sometimes he needs someone to throw the ball into who can finish. And Dybala is kind of the same way. I feel like they're.
But
Very
what about
Yeah, I
Odegaard?
was just about to ask, yeah.
Oh yes, I am getting there. Odegaard is coming back. The loan was cut out short. This man is what? I think he's 21.
Yeah, early 20s, I think. Very young, very young.
Odegaard. Yeah, I mean we bought him when he was 16. This guy was making 80K a week at 16. If you didn't feel insignificant, the man is 21. Okay, so
That's
I think
insane.
he'll come this year. Zidane likes him.
Oh, 22
Zidane
maybe.
trained him in the Castilla team. I think he'll see some minutes, and we'll finally see, because he's played in League One and he's played in Bayern Munich, not Bayern Munich, sorry, the German league.
Yeah, and his recent stint at Sociedad. Yeah.
He's played around a couple big leagues. Yeah, so he's finally got some like first team minutes in. He's something to look for. I don't know. I really haven't seen him. I've seen his highlights in his past because he has high potential, but I don't know where he can go. But hopefully, it's a talent we can actually, I guess progress and develop. Like Zidane, what I like about him, he does that. Like Florentino Perez usually likes to buy big players, and Zidane isn't with that stuff. Like Bale, James, he's sidelined them. Hakimi, Morata, Valverde, Asensio, Vasquez, all these young players, he kind of is developing them and like letting them sit in the system, and build a team chemistry rather than just pick beautiful parts out of every country and put them into a big Galactico mush. That's kind of the rough idea. I can get into the Champions League and how Varane had
no.
a seizure and caused us the game, because I don't think we should have lost that game. I don't know if we would have progressed. We might have lost on away goals, but that's insane, man. What Varane did, I mean, he's a great player, and take nothing away from him just for that one game. He's been with us for the past 10 years doing amazing things, but I don't know. I need your thoughts on that, guys. I'm struggling still. A little
Yeah,
bit.
I think Dybala would be a little expensive. I mean, it seems like Juve want to offload him and his wages, but I feel like Odegaard can go ahead and just do that role himself, and that way Real Madrid can save some money, because it seems like with coronavirus affecting the economy of every club, that Real Madrid would probably be better off just maybe saving money for Mbappe, because it seems like that's the signing that they want to make in the near future. And so I think just letting Odegaard play that position and then strengthening elsewhere while saving up for Mbappe to replace Benzema is probably the best move.
I'll be honest. I'm really excited to see Odegaard at Madrid. He was phenomenal for Sociedad. Probably one of the best players in the league this season. And to see him in this Madrid squad is going to be scary. It's going to be scary, but it's going to be beautiful. So I'm excited to see that.
What about, have you guys heard of anything about Havertz? I've heard some rumors that Havertz might come to Madrid. They're interested in him.
Oh, really?
And offloading Cruz.
That is interesting.
So
Yeah.
the Havertz links I last saw a long time ago. That was probably about a year ago. And what I heard a couple months ago was that after the shutdown happened, that Madrid no longer had the financial power to bring in Havertz. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's been any updates after that.
That would be filthy. Havertz at Madrid? Anywhere but Chelsea.
No, I think he's going to Chelsea. That's what the links look. That's where the links sound the strongest.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a hold up on price at the moment or if it's like the deal itself, but most likely that's going to go through, unfortunately.
Yeah, apparently they have like a 10 million difference because Leverkusen want 95, but Chelsea are only willing to pay 85.
Okay, another one. We have United fans on
Yes,
here,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
We have one.
Zidane and Pogba is like the same love story that was Zidane, Isco, and Zidane Hazard.
Whoa.
Obviously you guys know I'm a Pogba fan. I don't want him in Madrid, actually, unfortunately. I just think the perfect stereotypical Madrid signing that will flop.
Really?
Oh.
But he has the talent. He just, maybe with Zidane he'll have the work ethic. But he's doing good at United right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys?
Most likely with the Pogba thing is, yeah, I have been hearing about these links for a while now because you can tell Zidane's a very big fan of him. And of course you should be. He's a great player. But from the reports right now, it's looking like he's kind of edging closer to a possible renewal with United. So I don't know if the Madrid thing is really going to happen. But hey, that'd be nice to see for a Madrid fan. I'd be crying if he left for Madrid. 100%, I'd be crying on here. But hey, as a Madrid fan, that'd be pretty nice. I don't know if that would be a flop though. I think he would do quite well in that team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's sorry. Go ahead. I'm just saying, like, I don't mean flop in terms of like he doesn't have the potential or the ability to play. It's just like we have like James came in, played 1 year, beautiful, then was never the same. Bale played 2 years, beautiful, was never the same. We always have these big players that come in for a year, do well, and then they kind of just go.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, because technically I would say Pogba's been a flop at United.
Wait, what?
If we're being real.
No. See, that's just wrong.
Oh,
that's
boy.
absolutely wrong.
No, it's
Okay.
it's true.
Has he been a flop or has Man United been a flop? I
Are you talking about
United
the
have
club
flopped
itself?
him.
Oh, 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Not with Basil's point.
No, I mean I think it goes
think
both
Pog-
ways. Like, you
I
know,
think
like
Pogba's been
he
good.
went there expecting to win hella trophies, and I think all he has is a Europa League.
A trouble. Oh, my bad. Trouble.
Did you
Yeah, I
say
think that's what
trouble?
you meant.
No.
Fuck out of here,
Delete
man.
this man. This is
This-
we need to ban this.
This man was
host.
at Juve winning everything.
Just get out
You
of
know,
here.
was one of the best young players in the world, and then went to United and did jack shit.
And became still one of the best midfielders in the world consistently.
I mean,
So
no, he's not consistent though.
he has
kind
been
of.
one of the best midfielders in the world since his Juve times.
Okay, yeah,
That's
but
a
like,
fact. It's a fact.
but like
He's
at
not been
United, right?
consistent, though.
Pogba will give me like 3 months, like 3 world-class months, and then the other months I'm just like, okay, where'd that guy go? I just at United though, to be fair, there's been like a lot of turmoil as well. So like they branded the whole thing as, and I'm kind of off topic here, but they branded the whole thing as like Pog back, the big money signing, which isn't Pogba's fault. He didn't say the price tag, but the way it was branded was like, okay, this is the return of United. Mourinho's here. We get our son Pogba. He's become world class now, but he's back. He's gonna lead the midfield. He's gonna take over. We're coming back, and that just hasn't happened. Like top to bottom, it hasn't happened. And I feel like Pogba's performances were better at Juve than at United.
Yeah, going back to the original point, I think Pogba would do well at Real Madrid.
Yeah, I just don't see a transfer that big happening in this economy. Yeah.
Not this summer.
I don't think. Because I think they're more. I think they're focusing more on Mbappe. But if some randomly it was to happen, I think he'd do well.
Yeah, like when you pay that much money for Pogba, like you expect like De Bruyne levels of performances, and I've not seen Pogba even come close to that since he's been at United.
Wow.
Yeah, not on a consistent basis, that's for sure.
Wow.
Guys, I gotta go. Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time, honestly. I wish I could spend another couple hours with you guys, but gotta get back to my job. And hopefully we can do this again. I look forward to seeing.
All right, man.
Of course,
Thank
bro.
you
We'd love to have you on in the
coming.
future, boss.
Take care.
Take it.
Take care, boss.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
What a guy.
See, all the Pogba talk scared him away.
What a guy. No, what a guy, man. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to my guy. Haven't had a Madrid fan on here in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Siphon, bro. Let's get into it. PSG and Bayern. What's going on transfer-wise?
Give me 1 sec, because right now PSG is kind of... Let me talk to my guy in France,
Your guy in France. Wow.
Yeah, bonsoir.
When he says guy in
good?
France, he means like this chick that he's, slid into with the DMs.
Oh.
I wish.
He's
That'd be
just
nice.
going through the DMs right now.
No, but the thing is with PSG, it's like kind of quiet right now. I don't know if they're gonna make a big signing, but for sure Thiago Silva is gonna leave after the Champions League final. Cavani is in talks with Benfica, but nothing's been finalized yet. But he's gone. He's not even.
He's not even part of the squad, right?
Yeah, he's not. So he's going to Benfica. It looks like, which low key on a complete side note, I know this isn't related, but Benfica are having themselves a nice summer. I'm just saying. They brought in some nice people.
Oh yeah, I heard
But
they signed
PSG
that boy Everton.
Yeah, Everton. He should have gone to Everton, but whatever.
No, he should have.
Wait, that winger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brazilian dude.
Everton something. Morales?
Suarez.
Yeah. What a name.
But PSG is pretty quiet so far. Nothing really to say, honestly. I don't think much will happen with them this summer. Maybe another fullback. But for Bayern, the situation is interesting because it doesn't look like Thiago wants to stay. If Thiago goes, do you bring someone else in to take his spot, or do you trust the midfielders you have? Because he has been a really good performer for them, but they also have a lot of class players. Before Thiago said he wanted to go, it looked like Corentin Tolisso was on his way out. So where would he go? Who would even buy him right now, right? So maybe he stays and Thiago goes. Also, David Alaba, this is one to look out for. David Alaba has not signed a contract extension. If he doesn't, then Bayern would have to sell him soon.
Interesting. And he's a center back now, right?
Yeah, center back, can still play left back. He actually, apparently, I read before that he really likes playing CDM. So,
okay. He's all over the place.
All over the place. But he would like to play CDM apparently. So that would be interesting, where he would go in the future. But with these clubs, it's like after the Champions League final, that's when it'll take off. Right now, they're just focused.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that is true. And with Bayern, I know you just mentioned Alaba. What's going on with Thiago, man? He's a Bayern player, right?
For now.
And he's still a Bayern player.
For now.
I mean, just imagine Sane there next season.
Oh,
that's filthy. Oh, yo, I'm glad you mentioned that, bro. I don't know how I didn't mention this in the other parts where we talk about Bayern, but these bums have been playing freaking Perisic. This bum of a fucking midfielder, Perisic. And now they're going to be replaced with Sané. That's disgusting.
That is actually disgusting.
Perisic isn't that bad though.
He's a bum, bro. Let's just be honest here. He's a
come
bum.
on
Better
now.
than Daniel
You
James.
compare him to the rest of those players on there, he's a bum.
He's better than Daniel James.
I'm better than Daniel James. Son. What are you trying to say here?
Oh, man.
But man, and is that it for PSG and Bayern?
Yeah, because it's very quiet right now. I did
Yeah,
forget to mention Sané.
I don't hear
but
too
that
much,
attack's gonna
but
be.
yeah, I know that's your. I know those are your guys, so you would know better than me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Denial, man, denial.
I don't know what you're saying.
I want to get
But
into.
let's segue on to.
I want to get into.
Go ahead, Imran.
Now, just because I know we're going to speak about Barcelona, I just got a bit of news on Dortmund and Leipzig. It's just very quick. So
Ooh.
Leipzig aren't really.
No. Let's segue on to Dortmund and Leipzig while we're at it.
Leipzig aren't really heavy in the market. They're not active in the market that much. I mean, like Saif mentioned, they did sign the striker from Salzburg. I think they also there's very faint rumours that they're looking at Moussa Dembele from Lyon as well.
Ooh.
But that's it. I mean, they're in the. There's like this. It's weird. It's like there's all these faint rumours going about for Leipzig. I mean, one of them like Benjamin Heinrichs, who's a midfielder at Monaco. I think they're looking at him. They're looking at a goalkeeper maybe as well. But yeah, they're not really active in the market. So I'm not sure how much strengthening they'll do and if that will help them going into next season. In terms of Dortmund, I mean, one of the big things was Achraf Hakimi, but he's left to go to Inter Milan, and they've replaced him with Thomas Meunier, which is a big downgrade in my opinion. It's a big downgrade.
Oh, massive downgrade.
The only other news that Borussia Dortmund have is that they've signed a player on loan from Real Madrid.
Reiner, right? The Brazilian.
Yeah, the Brazilian attacking midfielder Reinier. So they've signed him on loan. But that's about it for Dortmund, really. Other than that, they're chilling. Well, obviously, there's the Sancho story, but I don't think he's leaving this summer. I don't think United have the money to pay.
You know what? At this point, I
not
might
this
have to agree.
No, this is great because I know a United fan who has been going on for this for months now, trying to say, "Oh, y'all doubted it, but it's happening." Sanchez signing for United, and now it just looks like he has to eat his own words. So this is extra enjoyable for me.
Yeah, because like I was listening to some other podcasts about some of the correspondents who often are in contact with United and the higher ups at United, and the way their transfers work is that everything has to be approved by the Glazers, like the owners, and so
Yep.
they seem to not be willing to put out 120 million potentially for Jadon Sancho.
Yeah. Like you did mention with the Glazers. From what I have read up, it seems like Joe Glazer himself is very reluctant on dropping that kind of cash and getting Sancho. So that's just these fucking bums, bro. Get these guys out of my club. Get these guys out of my club, man. But it's, I don't know, right now the only thing with Sancho is they're sticking with their 120 mil price tag. 120 million or no one gets them. And I guess Woodward wasn't bluffing when he said like a couple months back that this coronavirus thing did infect the market and how players are going to be sold and how much they're going to go for. I genuinely thought he was bluffing with that because I know he's a piece of shit that would do that, but I guess he wasn't lying. As long as we get like a replacement, like a decent replacement, I'm fine with that. But I think that's it with Dortmund and Leipzig, right, Imran?
Yeah, there's not much news coming out there.
Yeah. I guess we'll go on to Milan, who I've got some news with. The big news with them is they're very confident of re-signing Zlatan for like the extra year. So most likely he's probably going to get about 6 mil a year, which is a lot for like a 38-year-old. But the man's kind of transformed our squad, so that should be good.
Okay, so I haven't really been watching.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but Deulofeu does not want to stay at Watford, man. This guy is straight begging to leave, and he has said that Milan is one of his options to go. Because I believe there was an interview where he said that, yeah, I'm trying to make my way out of Watford right now.
That would be a good move for him.
Yeah. He was talking trash about Barcelona as well.
Oh, he was?
And then, then he was like...
Milan need to sign him up just for that.
He was talking about how much he enjoyed his 6 months in Milan.
Yeah, man, he actually did decent during that loan spell. He actually did decent. And let's go on. Another one that the Premier League fans might know, Pepe Reina, who was just at Aston Villa. Valencia is basically, they've reached like a full agreement with them, but before they sign him, they have to actually offload Celestin first before they can officially sign Pepe Reina. And we'll get into Valencia in a bit, but there's like a whole situation going on over there. So most likely Begovic will be the number 2 at Milan. And I know some of you guys are into Bundesliga, so you guys have definitely heard of that man, Ricardo Rodriguez, who has actually just joined Torino on a permanent 4-year deal for about 3 million.
Oh wow, he fell off.
He really did, man. I know you've seen him play at where was he at, Werder Bremen or
Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg. That man was a monster there, bro. Every cross was on target. Every free kick was just good. Like he was a dominant force there.
It surprised me how much he fell off, honestly.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate seeing talent like that go to waste, but hopefully he gets that going again back at Torino. I think it's a solid move for him. And this coming one, actually, I guess if Chelsea fans care about him at all, but Bakayoko, who actually wants to come back to Milan. And more or less, like, the deal's going, it's like the only obstacle that's going through with this is that they're definitely ready to accept like a loan with an obligation to buy for 30 mil, but Milan are kind of reluctant on dropping that 30 mil on him. And Lyon have actually kind of inquired about him in between all of this. So I don't know, maybe they might try to steal him. Maybe that he's an Aouar replacement, I don't know, even though they don't play the same position. But hopefully Milan get him, man. He was really good under Gattuso when he was at Milan earlier, so hopefully that goes through.
Would you take Thiago Silva back?
Oh, you know what? I'm surprised I didn't mention that, but yeah. Thiago Silva, he's 35, right? 35 years old on insane wages. Probably not the best idea to get him, but if Milan do get him, he would be a really good mentor for Romagnoli to be playing alongside him. So if Milan can afford it, hey, why not? Why not? But that is it on Milan, man. I don't think there's anything else going on. But Basil, I know you've got the in on Barcelona.
Yeah, so a lot has happened in Barcelona over the last week or so, as many of you probably know. No surprise, Quique Setien has been sacked after the 8-2 humiliation at the hands of Bayern. Bartomeu has taken the additional step of also sacking Eric Abidal, who sort of served as a sporting director or technical director of sorts. He sort of had his hands in some transfer negotiations and such. And they decided to bring in Ronald Koeman, a former Barca player, very well respected by the club fans. Sort of surprising, given how strong the Pochettino links were with Barcelona, and Koeman hasn't exactly really been successful in his club managing career. He sort of didn't really do much at Everton or Valencia, and they were sort of, I wouldn't necessarily call them disasters, but they were definitely not pretty spells at all.
It just didn't work out in those situations, I guess.
Absolutely. Even I think Deulofeu came out with a quote recently and said that at Everton that Koeman didn't really contribute anything to his career there. Take that quote how you will. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I know that he already has some experience with coaching Frankie de Jong with the national team, the Dutch national team. Interestingly, the reason Ronald Koeman was able to get this job really easy and quickly was that he had a clause in his contract with the Dutch FA to allow him to negotiate with Barcelona should they come in, and they were the only club that he had a release clause for. So it's
For
not the
Barcelona
prettiest, but they
specifically,
knew that.
did you mention?
Hmm?
Or was it specifically for Barcelona?
Yep. So if Barcelona ever came in
Wow.
for him, he would be able to negotiate a contract with them, and so it's kind of ironic that sort of actually like was activated and went through, but it did. I know some fans might be asking, why didn't Xavi potentially go for the job? He was offered the job earlier this year, but Xavi has no interest in working with the current board, and so there would have to be a change of board for him to ever come to the club again. So elections are going to happen either next summer or next spring. So we'll see. But in terms of transfers, Barcelona have a very aging squad with a lot of players on high wages. I think we're going to see a lot of turnaround for this club. I think we're going to see a lot of older players removed from the club and trying to basically decrease the average age of the team. And so we've sort of seen the integration of players like Puig and Fati. Sergio Roberto is still a little bit older now, but he's still on the younger side relatively compared to a lot of the older players like Busquets and Piqué and Suarez and Vidal, and Rakitic as well. And so, I think there's three major areas that the squad really needs to upgrade, and that would be obviously number one, a striker to replace Luis Suarez. Suarez doesn't have too much time left at Barca. I think that's obvious. I think he even came out and said that within the last year that it's no shock that Barcelona are looking to replace him. He still had 16 goals in La Liga this season, which is still a decent return for a player his age, but obviously they need to sort out a replacement. Inter's Lautaro Martinez has been the most strongly linked. However, he's going to cost over 100 million because of his release clause, and so I don't think Barcelona have that kind of money to sort of sling it into right now. So I'd be very surprised if that happens, but he'd be the most obvious and probably the best shot that they got at replacing Suarez. So I don't see that happening this summer unless they somehow offload a very big name, but I doubt that happens. And so I think that'll most likely happen next year as opposed to this summer. Next, Barcelona need another center midfielder. Their midfield
100%.
Needs some new life in it. The Pjanic-Artur swap does not make any sense from a sporting point of view. I think it's completely financial. So it'll be interesting to see how Pjanic plays. I think he'll do well for a couple seasons, but then once again you're going to have that same problem that we're running into right now.
Sorry, I
think Artur would have been a solid player to keep, but obviously that's not the case. I think Frankie de Jong will finally supplant Sergio Busquets into the starting lineup as the sole CDM in the starting 11. I think Koeman already has plans to play de Jong in that position, and then I think playing Puig, the young La Masia star coming up through the ranks. I think he will supplant like a nice position in the starting 11 at times, and he can rotate as well with perhaps Sergio Roberto. And then I think Barcelona need another sort of strong center midfielder in there, sort of a younger Vidal in a way. I could see two of Vidal, Busquets, and Rakitic potentially leaving the club, which would leave one of them to rotate. And I guess I would give two signings that I think would potentially do well in that midfield. One would be Ibrahim Sangare from recently relegated Toulouse. From Ligue 1. I think he's a solid center midfielder, also somewhat of a defensive midfielder in a way, but I think Barcelona need the extra protection in front of the defense, and so he would probably be available for really cheap because of their relegation, and Barcelona need sort of cheaper signings. The other perhaps more high-profile signing that they could potentially go for, I think, would be Fred from Manchester United. I think.
Oh, is that a link?
Huh?
Is that like are there links there?
No, not really. I think that would just be a player that they should go for. He's not
Ronaldo
too
was
old. He's a player that I think would do well in that system, in that midfield. I know that there's been links that, because obviously Koeman is Dutch and he knows his Dutch players really well. I know we've seen Wijnaldum being linked, but he's still a bit of an older player. I think if the club were to do a smarter move, they would go for a younger player like Fred instead. But I don't have high expectations of this Barca board, so I can see them bringing in Wijnaldum. I mean, he would be a lot cheaper than bringing in Fred, given that he only has a year left on his contract. But I think either Sangare or Fred would be a decent addition to the midfield. And then finally, right back would be another position to strengthen. They recently signed Nelson Semedo to a new contract that runs until 2025, so he will probably most likely start most games, and they would need perhaps another young player to provide competition for the right back spot. So
Are
not
you
sure
telling
who
me
that
Roberto's
player
not going to be
is.
playing right back?
What's that?
Are you telling me Roberto's not going to be playing right back?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does play some games there. I don't think he should. He's just sort of a player playing in that position as opposed to like an actual right back, because we all know that he's a center
Yeah.
midfielder.
He's a midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think they need a right back. I don't know who that right back would be. I honestly, they should probably go for Serginho Dest at Ajax. He's only like 19, I think turning 20 soon. U.S. men's national team player already. And I think he's going to be a really good fullback for the future. And I could see him, if they tie him up, I think he could play well for them. He's got attacking talent, defensive talent. And he would be he could potentially be their right back for a decade. So
Yeah,
I
he's
think-
definitely one to watch for.
So
Yeah.
Basil,
Would be a very good signing.
Basil, you know,
Yep. So I
earlier
think those would be, if I was like head of the Barca board with the limited resources that they have at the moment, I would probably push for a couple of those signings, probably 2 or 3 of those 4 or 5 signings that I sort of laid out.
Basil, you know, earlier you
You
were
know
talking
who else
about,
would be like a very good right back for Barcelona right now? And probably wouldn't cost much at all.
who's that?
Ashley Young.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no.
Just stop!
He's
I think he's at that level where he would fit in perfectly.
Just stop it! Just no.
Yeah, please stop.
Yeah.
Basil, you know.
Okay. This one's a rumor I've actually heard,
Well, Ashley Young.
and I think y'all will find this funny. Fulham have looked into Gerard Piqué. Apparently.
That's
You
funny.
know what?
I mean, I could see PK in the Premier League, but
But Fulham?
You know what? There's some nice houses in Fulham, man. In East Fulham, so you know he can move there.
Oh, really?
Hey, fair enough. If you're looking for a nice house, man, you can make the
He
move.
can make the.
he should just come back. He should come to America.
Basil, you know,
Oh,
earlier
no, he'd
you
be
were talking
perfect at
about
Inter.
Arthur and
Miami.
Pjanic.
What's that, Imran?
You were talking about Arthur and Pjanic and how the deal was purely for financial reasons.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? Financial reasons?
So obviously Barcelona were, since the beginning of the season, even before COVID, were under pressure to meet financial fair play regulations. I know that that's been what's it called, relaxed for the
Yeah.
next couple seasons, but I think they still had to meet it for the season prior, for the financial fair play for the season prior to COVID.
Yeah.
And so the way it works is basically when you sell a player, you get that entire fund, like the entire fee, as added to your books for that season as revenue, right? But when you buy a player, the fee that you buy him for is spread out over the duration of his contract. And so, for example, if you buy a player
Okay.
for 50 mil on a 5-year contract, the impact on your financial fair play books will be 10 mil per season, as opposed to the 50 mil for this once summer window, for example. And so what the clever thing that that Juve and Barca both did for Pjanic and Artur was sell them both on separate deals for very, very high fees. That way they can both automatically include both those fees on their books as revenue, and then they would be able to spread the expense of that expensive transfer over 4 or 5 years over the duration of those contracts.
That's smart. Very smart.
Yep, it's definitely a loophole in the system, and so that's how
Clever.
they're basically, both those clubs are using to manage their books the right way. And so,
Well, if Barca didn't spend bloody 140 million in Coutinho, they wouldn't have to sell Arthur. He's a very good player, to be honest.
no, yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's
still
a huge
young.
loss for them.
Yeah, but I think Coutinho hopefully will play at Barca next season. I think, even if they have spent all that money, like we said earlier in the episode about spending over 360 mil on Dembele, Coutinho, and Griezmann.
Yeah.
All three of them could potentially play for Barca next season, and those are three really good players. So I think it's a tough squad to rebuild, but also one that has, I think, a lot of potential.
What do you think about Coman being part of this rebuild?
I wouldn't have.
Like, do you have any like hope in him in this 2-year tenure, or maybe more if he extends?
I think the one thing that I do like is that it's a fresh, like, pair of eyes, and it's clear that the board will probably be gone next season, at the end of next season. So I have doubts about Koeman's abilities, but I also wouldn't necessarily say that he's a downgrade on either Valverde or Setien. So I don't think it can necessarily get too much worse than it already is, but I also don't have like the expectation that he's going to come in and win a treble, for example. Can they win something next season? They can, but I think it's going to be a year or two of transition as well.
Fair
That
enough.
is mad.
I'm gonna miss Wijnaldum.
Is he already gone in your eyes?
I mean, I could see it, to be honest. Like, he's 29. He wants one last payday. I get it. And, like, he goes to Barcelona, plays under a manager he's played well under for the national team. They got nicer weather in Barcelona, I'm just saying. I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, that's a good move for him.
Mhm.
But I guess Liverpool are gonna miss him once he's gone, if he's gone, that is.
hmm
But
I just hope
go
Koeman
ahead.
isn't being used as a scapegoat, is all. That's all. I don't, like, it would suck to see him being used as, like, a scapegoat. But I think Basel said this before in the group, that basically every manager under this board has been basically a scapegoat. And Basel, did you say there was one more year of this board?
Yeah, so the elections are set for summer 2021. There is rumors that they
Oh.
might bring the elections forward to spring 2021, but it's not set in stone yet. So at the very minimum, or I guess at the very max, we'll have the board for probably another year, because I don't see them winning any kind of. I don't see Bartomeu winning an election. So
One more year. Whew.
One more year of all this beauty. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss Barto.
Really, honestly, I'll genuinely miss that guy.
What a legend. But I guess since we're done with Barca, let's just mention two things that I think we need to mention real quick. The David Silva deal. Did not see this coming. Sociedad came out of nowhere
Ooh.
to get this guy, man. He looks set on going to Lazio.
What did the Lazio president say?
Absolutely
To
set.
Lazio president, I don't respect him as a man. That was
Yeah, your sporting
he
director
is
said
so
that.
hurt. No, it was a bit shady though. It was a bit like, but I don't know why he did it. I'll be honest, I don't know why.
It's because Lazio have associations with far-right people.
Oh
That's fine.
my.
Is that actually
I don't think that's why, but I think that's
That's probably not why.
That's
But
that's
no.
my theory why.
I think I like it. I like the move. I think returning to La Liga is probably the best move for him right now.
Facts.
Like we've seen, as we mentioned earlier, like Cazorla's done well, and Banega's done well. So I think he can come in and still give it a couple years. It sounded like he wanted to go back to Valencia, but with their shitty owner and how much little money that they have, it didn't seem financially possible for him to go back to Valencia. So he's a Sociedad, and he'll probably be playing a role similar to Odegaard last season, I would predict, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, he's definitely one to watch, and I think Lazio are definitely they're gonna rue the day that Sociedad came up and stole this guy, because I think he still has a couple of really good years in him, and like you said, Spain definitely is a good move for him. He's been there. He's been there before. He knows how the league is. He knows how the league works. I think he'll be successful there. And I know you also touched on it, Basil, but Valencia, man, these guys. There's a quote by me that goes, "Fuck Peter Lim. All my homies hate Peter Lim."
Retweet.
Amen. Amen.
Valencia has actually just sold both Coquelin and Parejo to Villarreal for about 10 mil.
That's ridiculous. Parejo,
Both of them.
Oh my god. He's one of the best
Villarreal,
midfielders.
Sold
man.
the
They,
cock
they
for
must
cheap?
be so happy, man.
Bro, that's no matter what happens. That's like the signings of the season, of the summer.
100%.
Danny
Yeah, I'm
Parejo.
jealous that we couldn't hop on that. I would have
Yeah.
loved to have Parejo,
Same.
bro.
I would have loved
Bro,
him.
I would have sent. I'd be like, Ceballos, go back to Madrid. We're getting Danny Parejo instead.
Bro, I would have straight up sold Saif to like fund the move to get Parejo, bro. Straight up.
It's not.
So you would have sent me to Valencia in Spain?
Yeah.
I'm
it's a good
packing
move
my
for
bags
everybody,
right
right?
now. It works for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
We get Parejo, you go to Valencia. I think it works out.
Man was in tears. Did you
Yeah.
see his goodbye to the fans?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I felt
He
for
was-
him, man. He really didn't want to go.
It hurt. Because I believe he was on the live talking about how he basically just got the phone call saying, yeah, we're basically going to sell you. And he was talking about how he was trying to explain it to his son, like, oh, why are you leaving Valencia? What's going on? He's like, oh, this wasn't my decision, son. And, yeah, fuck Peter Lim, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Amen.
He's
Amen.
running this club to the ground.
For
It's
those
really
who don't
unfortunate.
watch,
So
Yeah.
is it true that they might go bankrupt?
they could be liquidated.
I have
yeah.
heard that. Go ahead,
They could
Imran.
be liquidated. Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, that is
No.
for a club as
They're
big
too
as
big
Valencia.
a club, man.
For a club as big as Valencia to be, well, I don't know. I don't know if they're at risk of being liquidated, but I heard rumors.
Yeah, I mean they're
Smart.
they're the third biggest club in Spain. Like they're the third most
Yep.
supported club.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge. But yeah, I've seen like videos of Valencia fans protesting outside the stadium and everything.
Yeah.
And
Good.
I saw like the sign of one of the fans that said "Fuck Peter Lim." All my homies hate Peter Lim. No, I
That's beautiful.
I didn't see that, but no, it would have been beautiful to see.
Fuck that guy. I can't
Yeah.
believe that.
I think we can all agree here that Parejo is probably one of the best players in La Liga, and to see him go more or less on a free is just
No, yeah, I mean,
It's wild.
Great
if
business
you
by
don't watch La
Villarreal.
Liga, like, Danny Parejo is outside of the Barcelona and Madrid. He's probably top 3 midfielders
easy.
easily.
Easy.
He's an exceptionally good.
He's a
central
phenomenal
midfielder.
player.
I just feel sorry
Yeah.
for him.
Go
Man. I
ahead.
just
Go
feel
ahead.
sorry for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, man.
like I don't rate Unai Emery, but I rate him in Spain, so I think he'll do well with Villarreal, and hopefully Danny Parejo can win something with Villarreal.
Yeah, hopefully he deserves.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It
That would
deserves
be
it.
nice.
But at least he got to win a Copa del Rey last season.
Yeah,
Yeah, true. True.
do that.
Got a trophy before he left. But yeah, guys, I think it's about to wrap up. But there's actually one thing very quickly that we need to actually discuss. It's very important. Could you guys check the general text channel on Discord right now? So Amir on Twitter has actually
Oh, no.
attacked one of our members.
Oh, no.
And if you watch this on YouTube, you'll see the picture. But if not, you can go to our
Oh,
Twitter
God.
and check. But
Oh god. Oh,
apparently, this picture that's on the screen right now, if you're on YouTube, is Saif.
No. Oh no, baby.
And Saif, it's looking like there's gonna be a gender reveal soon. Can you give us the gender of your child? What's
This
going
is
on?
horribly disrespectful. To determine the child's... Why would I determine my child's gender? Come on now.
I mean, no, you're giving us the news.
My child will determine its own gender.
Wow.
Wow, how progressive of Safe.
That's
Honestly. It's 2020 after all, you know?
it is 2020. That as well. But Saif, man, congratulations from all of
Thank
us
you.
here at the Football Lookout.
Congrats.
And
Congrats. That is a funny picture.
Thank you, guys.
And do you know what's funny about it? Is because our listeners don't know, but just like the picture, Safe is also topless.
It's
Oh,
true.
yeah, that's big facts.
It's hot over here, man.
oh man, that's mad. It's mad accurate, isn't it?
Mad accurate.
It is. You know what? Just for that, I hope Arsenal lose like a bunch of games next season.
We are going to do that.
Just because
Wow.
Amir
You
says
just-
that.
That's going to happen anyway.
I wish for Arsenal's downfall, just because Amir said that.
Damn, Amir. I'm sorry to hear that, man. It looks like Saif's got an agenda against you now.
I'm not gonna lie, I laughed.
It's
at
the hormones that are associated with pregnancy, innit? That's what's happening.
Oh man. And on that note, thank you guys for listening to this extremely long episode. We appreciate all you guys tuning in on whatever platform that you guys are listening or watching on. And hopefully you'll continue supporting us throughout however long we keep this up. So thank you guys a lot for that, and keep an eye out for the next episode. This has been the Football Lookout, and we will catch you guys later.
See ya.
Cheers.
Good
Oh,
night.
we should sell Guendouzi to Barcelona. We could get 100 mil.